Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the Health and Wellness. In tonight's program, before we get into our subject, I'd like to talk a little bit about our website. For those folks that have missed at any given time our program on Channel 6, you can actually go to our homepage, greershealth.com, and once you're there, you can click on to the YouTube icon and click onto that, and you'll see all the different programmings that have been aired up to date. However, if you've missed one program, what you can do is, by subscribing, you can actually get a message or an email, and that way there you'll know the new one that you've missed. Good to connect with our website. There's a lot of information on there. And also, if you go to our icon on the Facebook, when you click onto that, you will actually see all the different information on there on different products, on different subjects. And we post things, my son Brian posts things there all the time. So there's a lot of information and a lot of learning to do. So for anyone that doesn't get the Channel 6 on their TV program, they can actually watch this program on YouTube. Okay, the subject of tonight's program is non-prescription extreme pH detoxification. Now that is a lot of information right there. And as I go through the program, you'll understand why. My name is Nellie Greer, and I will be your host tonight. For all of us that view this program, and also our customers, know pretty much about detox, pH, and all that. And they also know about our Miracle 2 products, because those are the products that we use to be able to bring our bodies more to a better pH. And that is products that we take internal, and also products that we use in order to cleanse the outside, the exterior of the body. We also do understand that our skin is also the largest organ in the body, so in detoxing, that is why we focus on that the most. The Miracle 2 products, as we have used them throughout the years, it's actually a soap, it's a moisturizing soap, a neutralizer water, which is this here, and those are the products that we have been using pretty much since we started in doing our baths to soak and to detoxify. But in this program today, we're going to talk about the extreme of how to reach more in detoxifying greater. You know, there's the longer we do these programs, the more people we see, and the more we hear about these different skin disorders. Presently, shingles. People are getting shingles and fungal nail, and there's so many different, almost everyone has it, and it's all due to all these chemicals that are in our soaps, our lotions. There's so much perfumes. Also, you know, for folks that work in different environments, it's like a person that does body work, someone that cleans for a living. If you're a mechanic, depending on what it is, what job you're doing, you're taking in a lot of chemicals, either breathing or through hands, sometimes through feet, and so, but also breathing. So what we are going to talk about tonight is all the different ways that we can incorporate in order to upgrade the very things that we've been doing. Some people say, you know what, I still have fungal nail. It doesn't go away as quickly. I just want it to just be done with. So tonight we are going to talk about stepping it up. And the first item that I'm going to talk about is we're all knowing about the Miracle 2 products, and we are going to continue to do the Miracle 2 products because that is like our prime product, and it's one of the things that we use throughout for everything. And it's our good soap. It's the mineral soap that has no chemicals, that has no perfumes, additives, and color. There's nothing unnatural in there. Everything that's in the Miracle 2 products is natural. Now we're going to talk a little bit about mustard seed. Now, mustard seed bath actually is a product that has mustard seed, number one. It also has Epsom salt. It also has thyme oil, essential oil. It has rosemary. It has peppermint. It has eucalyptus, and there's another one. Yeah, rosemary, wintergreen, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Those are the oils that are in this program. In this package here, what you're going to do is, this is so good and so concentrate that you only do this bath because it's considered the super bath, and you only do that once a week. So for instance, if a person has had surgery, if a person works in an environment that's very toxic, if you clean for a living and you're using the chemicals that they're telling you to use, that you have no say-so on, then either you wear gloves, but you're still breathing it, and you're still taking it through skin. So when you get home, once a week, you're going to do this. And the reason why we say that is because Epsom salt is in there and all the other oils, and those oils, once you soak in it, it tends to work for a week. So the idea is that your bath are going to consist of the Miracle soap, the neutralizer water, and the 1 scoop of the mustard seed bath. Now, this is going to loosen up the like these brown moles and what surfaces on the skin, like little bumps and skin tags and markings, or just the skin is uneven. This is what really will balance all that. And so the extreme is that you would do the same thing as you would in soaking. It would be, you would soak for like 15, 20 to 30 minutes, keeping the water warm enough, comfortable enough, but more on the warm side, because you want to create a sauna effect, sweating underwater. And as you do that, you actually take in 2 quarts of that water and you release the very bad. There is a product too that we have also, that it's the a mustard seed rub. Now, as we age, I know that folks get a lot of markings and a lot of brown, like mushroom moles on their skin, on their back in particular, because it's an area that they can't wash as good, or they can't reach. And so there is a mustard rub that if you put it on before you take a bath and soak, that has, it's a pre-wash kind of thing where you soak that and the oils will get on there, because it's the same formulation as what this is, but it's a rub and it's what you put on before. I would advise that if you do that, and once you do that, you wait like maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then you get in the tub and you soak. You're getting double of what is in this product. So the two things go together. Again, it's done once a week. You don't need to do it any more than that. It's usually, if you do it more than that, what happens is your skin will start to dry. So initially, the mustard seed is very detoxifying. It actually will help with pain and inflammation. It will help people that have arthritis. So if you've had surgery done on the knees, if you have had, if you have fungal nail, it will just clean it. It will heal it quicker than anything else. And also in the back, if you have those moles and stuff, it will clean. And for every time that you do that, it will loosen it up more and more so that those moles will just start to peel, give away. And pretty quick, your skin will be as smooth as it should be. And so that is the mustard seed bath and also the mustard seed rub. Those things go together. But you do use the Miracle 2 soap to wash and cleanse because this is actually the detoxification mixture. And once you do that, then what you do is you wash all over with the Miracle 2 soap. Then you continue to soak. Once the time is up, you rinse, you get out, you pad dry, and you're going to put the gel after that because once you put the gel, that will work future. I mean, it will continue to work for the rest of the day until you go and take your soak again or take a shower. So this in particular is done once a week. Now, the baths, the soap you can use for a shower, you can use it, you can still do your soak, your mineral bath, you know, the rest of the days. But the mustard seed is only done once. If you have had surgery, if you have where you don't feel well, if you feel sick, by doing your baths, by doing that type of bath, that will help the body to rid of what's bad, and it lets the body heal itself. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about a product that I'm going to get to the other products, but the travel tincture tonic. As of lately, I've had a lot of people come in talking about vertigo, talking about dizziness, talking about how they can't lay back, they feel nauseous. Travel, like for people that you know, go to another state and they get that jet lag. By taking this tincture, it'll actually help you with that. And that whole thing with dizziness has to do a lot with the balance, but also it has issues with ear. It's like the equilibrium is off. And but the tinctures, the herbs in this tincture actually help in balancing, and it's all due to anxiety as well, because once you start feeling unbalanced like that, where you are unsteady on your feet or just standing, that you feel like you have to grab something, that creates anxiety and that makes matters worse. So this tincture is for those folks that have that type of feeling where they're unsettled, unsteady on their feet, and the fact that they're dizzy, and it's all due to ear. So a lot of times it's treating the ear. It might be an infection, but this actually helps with all that. And that is, it's called the travel tonic. But it's also good for the folks that have, they're nauseous, they're dizzy, and like vertigo. And but this, very helpful. So we have that, and that's another new product. Now I want to talk about a couple of products that we've been working on this for quite some time. In fact, it's taken us a long time because we wanted to be able to be sure of the that it wasn't toxic, that it was organic, that it was from good source. We ended up getting this blue-green algae, and we wanted to make sure that it was organic, so we had it tested. So before we decided to bring it in, we wanted to make sure, and the testing was done, and it came back, and so we're going to bring it to you. Blue-green algae is a phytonutrients. It's seaweed. It's a green food that stimulates the immune system. It is the closest thing to mother's milk. Now, I'm not talking about colostrum, and I am, because that's pre-milk. I'm talking about a product that is as close to mother's milk, with all the growth hormones, with all the nutrients, and which is actually better than cow's milk, and even better than goat's milk. So this actually algae is the closest to mother's milk, breast milk. So the idea is that when we consume this on a daily basis, if you have weight issues, by taking this blue-green algae and phytonutrients, it stimulates the metabolism. It actually helps brain activity. It actually helps with memory. So for those folks that have dementia, that have memory loss, or that have dementia, and it actually is good. It actually nourishes the brain. It's good for the thyroid. It actually cleanses. It actually helps you to detoxify. Extreme detoxification, extreme pH, and that is what we're talking about tonight. Nothing actually feeds the body more. The Asian folks have known this for always, because that is what they consume the most. It's wonderful for skin. It actually is great in helping you to sleep. It's great for brain. So for students, it's like food for brain. It's good for athletes. So for anyone that wants to start their system to be able to go further on maybe doing a run or training, this is actually something that works with that. But most of all, it helps the body to detoxify in bringing the body to a better pH. Now, phytonutrients are for most parts, when we think about charging the body, we need to somehow work in bringing the body back to a good pH. And the blue-green algae is so potent that we have a protocol as to how to do it. And there are two different types of blue and green and algae, with the brown seaweed. So we have two different nutrients, phytonutrients, and there is a protocol as to how to do it. You do it for a certain time, you stop, and then you do it again, you present the other one. They're not taken together, they're taken separately. And so for anybody that would like further to know more about that, when you come in, if you decide to come in to do a consultation, we can talk about that. And the reason why we decided to do this was because a lot of folks are having so many issues with their digestive tract. The fact that you can't eliminate properly. And this product helps you in those two areas. By detoxifying, what happens is, by introducing the phytonutrients, they're so potent that it helps your body to become good in detoxifying, but to bring you to a good pH in a quicker time. But then at the same time, it helps you to eliminate, because it charges the system right across the board. It charges every area in your body. And so what we decided to do was, the reason why we did this was because we are having so many folks with kidney disorders, and the kidney disorders are happening because a lot of people are doing these energy drinks, and the kidneys have to flush all these different additives and products that are in those energy drinks, and it's really stripping and damaging the kidneys. So a lot of times, all those issues that affect the kidney, the reproductive, that is what the phytonutrients will help in rebalancing and recharging, and also in cleansing. When our bodies become weak and it affects the reproductive, moms can't have babies, the fathers have low sperm count, and they can't, the moms can't get pregnant. That is the reason. That is what this product can do. And once you start taking it, and for those that you know, get pregnant and they have a baby, that baby is going to be so healthy because of that very start that the mother and the father did. So the blue and green algae is amazing. When you start taking it, you know it. You feel strong. Your arthritis is less. Your pain. It helps you with kidney. It helps men with ED. It's good for heart. It's good for brain. For anyone that has Parkinson's, MS, any of those conditions, it actually helps because of the phytonutrients. We have to think about stepping it up. A lot of times the food that we're consuming does not have as much of the nutrients that we need. And so when we talk about supplementing, that is exactly what we mean. We need to supplement now. Our food doesn't have the amounts of nutrients that we need. So by doing the blue-green algae and the phytonutrients and the seaweed, what happens is you end up doing better on your diet because you are already stepping it up and taking, so everything that you do after that is just added bonus. Now, we're going to, being that we're on that subject, we're going to talk about limu. And I know that our viewers, the ones that have been watching us for a long time, have heard about limu. And I want to talk about it again because the same way that blue-green algae and seaweed and the phytonutrients are ocean-based, the limu is too. And so we have to always think the ocean is, the pH is right. That is the pH that we're supposed to be, which is a 7.075. Now, when we take limu, limu is actually the only drink that a diabetic doesn't have to worry about because it's not sugar-based, it's sodium-based. But it's sodium-based pH as the ocean, which means that when we consume it, for anyone that is heavily medicated, that is taking diabetic medication, that's taking high blood pressure, that's taking cholesterol, that's taking heart, brain, that's taking eye medication, or whatever, limu actually will help break that concentration of where that medication strips you away from all the minerals, and that is the reason why it constipates you, because it robs you of all the nutrition or the minerals. Limu puts it back. By taking, Limu comes in packets like this that are where you can take it on the road with you, and or it comes in a bottle, and it's a month supply. It's a liter, and but when you take it, you understand exactly what it is. It's like you end up consuming what the ocean is all about, which means that you get minerals from this. You also get amino acids. You get the proteins. You also get, so it's like if you don't eat fish, by drinking limu, it's almost like, you know, like eating fish, because all the nutrients are in here. The other thing that's in here too is, which is a bonus, it's actually the fructosan plant. And that is a plant that's very long, but it's not rooted anywhere. It's not rooted on the flower, on the floor bed. It's actually free flowing. So as the fish eat other fish, all that is dispersed in water, and that plant picks it up and takes it. So when we consume the fructosan plant that's in here in limu, you actually take that also. So you're taking in all the algae, all the brown, green, all the nutrients, all the phytonutrients, everything plus the fructosan plant. And also, so for anybody that has sleep disorders, that has skin, that has memory, that has eye, that has heart, that has diabetes, that has kidney disorder, that have whatever it is. For kids that have ADD, that have ADHD, that have learning disorders, this is very good. And for anyone that has dementia, Alzheimer's, this is very, very excellent. And for most people, when they take it, one of the first things they say is, you know what, I took it and I just couldn't believe it. I felt like I lit up. And the other thing is that when you take it, you end up being able to eliminate. A lot of times the medication constipates because we're taking so much pain medication. This actually puts the very thing that your body's lacking, and by doing so, you are able to eliminate. And it's like one person said, you know, that they had had surgery, did limu, and said that normally, as a rule, the medication, the painkiller medication, would make him constipated, and by taking this, he said that he just did really good, and he healed really fast due to the fact that he was taking limu. Limu is like a perfect food, very high in minerals, and it's great for thyroid, and it's great for adrenals. You know, we talked about adrenals, and it's funny because we had a lady that came in and said, you know, when I heard you talk about adrenals, I ended up coming in and I got the adrenals supplement, and I took it with you know, my thyroid medication, and then that iosol that you were talking about, and what difference that made. It was amazing. I understand what you meant as to we need to support the adrenals as well as the thyroid. Most of us are adrenal fatigue. And why? It's because the stress level is so high. It's because the demand of our life is so that we have to be in 6 places all at the same time. And we're doing all these different things. By addressing the adrenal support, it actually helps you in working with that. And you know, the support on the adrenals is the glandular product that's in our adrenal support. And that and the vitamins that are in there too for it. But Limu is very excellent, and for anyone that would like to include that on their program, they are going to see how much better they'll feel, and how they're going to help the metabolism to increase in elimination, so that they start. This helps you to detoxify. These are all things that are detoxifiers, but they help you to reach a better pH, because whatever has been done up to date maybe hasn't been to the extreme to be able to bring you to that number. Some people have been doing detoxification for a number of months and haven't really reached or maybe maintained or stayed there long enough. By doing this part of the extreme pH detoxification, you will get there, because you will be doing more in order to rid than just doing the basic. So that's the Limu. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Noni. Noni is no, excuse me. I'm going to go to the clay. The red desert clay, most of us know of it. I've talked about it in many programs. I did one program totally on just the red clay. And the red clay it's got a lot of minerals. It's got a negative charge. And it also, the particles on the clay are very small. And because of that, it actually acts like a magnet. So what we have that we're housing is a positive, and the clay is a negative. So it acts like a magnet, and it attaches itself to the outside of the cell and the organ. So whatever is there coating, it actually picks it up, and your body then detoxifies it. It also penetrates the blood, and it cleanses the blood as well. And but it also heals the lining of the stomach that's been damaged, that has been damaged, or maybe you don't have the coating anymore because of the heavy medication that you've been on. And that is why you get cramping effect. By taking the clay on a daily basis, a quarter of a teaspoon, 3 times a day, this 2-pound jar of or canister of red desert clay will last you for 1.5 years or more if you're only doing it for one person, because all you're doing is a quarter of a teaspoon 3 times a day. Remember, more is not as good, or it's not important to take more. We always think more is better, and it's not. When it comes to the red clay, when you take small amounts, what it happens is you use it, it cleans, it detoxifies, it actually works on the bones. So for folks that are actually taking and doing a lot of calcium, and they say, you know what, I've got osteoporosis, and I've been taking calcium, and it just doesn't seem like I'm absorbing it. So the key is that by taking the clay actually buffers the bones. So now the calcium can stick to the bones instead of causing kidney stones. And so this here actually detoxifies, heals the lining of the stomach, buffers the bones. It's good for teeth. So if you have thrush, if you have pockets in your teeth and your gums, bleeding gums, by doing the clay, brushing your teeth with the clay and the neutralizer and a little bit of soap and 1 drop of peppermint or wintergreen, you have actually made your natural toothpaste. But that will clean the teeth, it will brighten them, it will take care of any pockets, and it gets rid of thrush. So clay is very good in many, many different ways. It also helps folks with hemorrhoids. It helps with any gangling cysts. It helps with fungal nail because it actually rids of candida. It eats away on the candida. It helps the kidneys because it flushes the kidneys wherever the damage, wherever that is not good. Everything, the clay will stick to it and it will stay there. And as the circulation happens, where the blood circulates, what happens is it flushes it out. And as you drink the water with the neutralizer, 10 drops of the neutralizer in 8 ounces of water throughout the day, what happens is you start to flush. And you will see the particles of the clay as you urinate and also in your stool. You will see it. And by that, you will see that any imperfection will be taken care of. And that is the red desert clay. Yeah, you know what, for parasites, candida, yeast, for anyone that has kidney infections, for anyone that has vaginal infection, yeast for women, it'll take care of it. And if you have ongoing kidney infections, you do the clay, it'll take care of it. If it gives you energy, it heals. It's earth. It's actually clay. That is like the very healing earth clay. And that's the red desert clay. Now, we're going to talk about water. The water. Penta water is actually the purest water. It actually goes through many, it's called the ultra pure. It has no additives. You hydrate. One of the things with this water is when you drink water that has no minerals, that has nothing in it, that's been cleansed, 5 different methods of cleansing. It is the lightest water. When you drink it, as you drink it, you will feel hydrating every part of you. And one of the things that happens is you eliminate, because the water hydrates you so quickly. And in the morning, it's suggested to drink 8 ounces of this water first thing in the morning, because it hydrates the body from being dehydrated for 8 hours. And so the other 8 ounces you save. So if you're working out or if you go for a walk, you drink the other part, the other 8 ounces, because then it'll hydrate and it'll help you to rid of the fat cells that have been released. The Penta is very good, and there is a patent on this that in fact, it was on the biggest fat loser, the biggest loser. And Penta is also the water that all the Hollywood actually has water shipped to all the areas that the actors are in. In fact, there's a lot of name actors that have Penta deliver water to their place wherever they're going to be filming at, because it's one of the water. This is the water that they drink. Penta is very good on a diet. It's also very good, and all you need to do is 1 a day, because you do 8 ounces in the morning and you do the other 8 ounces when after you've worked out or during a workout. And we do have it in cases of 24. So anybody that would like to purchase it single or in 24. Now we're going to talk a little bit about noni. And noni is it's very high in antioxidants. And it's also in a format that it's called noni fruit leather. It's almost kind of like, if you remember fruit roll-ups. They used to have these candies, these fruit in a roll-up, and the kids used to we used to put it in their lunch boxes. But this is from Hawaii. It's organic, And it is said that noni has been around for a long time, and noni has been very good for the immune system. It's also been said that for anyone that has a serious condition that has been, their immune system has been compromised, noni has been given, and it has brought people back from real serious illnesses. And there's been formulations like juice. And you know, a lot of times people don't do a lot of juicing because, or in fruit, because a lot of folks are diabetics and they always fear from doing fast drinks that have a lot of sugar in it because they don't want their blood sugar to rise. But the truth is that the noni, being that it's in a leather container, it's like you cut little pieces and you eat it like a fruit roll-up. And you take the pieces however you want it. You can have some in the morning, afternoon. And this here is a 1 month supply. But a lot of times people don't eat as much of it. They just eat like a little, you know, piece. And but when they start to use it, they understand how good they feel. Anything that is, it's almost like a cactus. That's what noni is. It's like a cactus fruit, but it's very bitter and it doesn't smell very good. But it's very good in antioxidants, and it boosts the immune system. It's good for diabetics, and because it's fermented, it has no sugar, so it doesn't have. They usually say that noni, when it's done in a drink, it creates formaldehyde. And this here, it's processed in low heat and for higher potency, and it's in a raw state, and it is organic, and it's one of the this is very good as for energy. So many of us that come in, they usually say, I'm just low energy. The noni is very good for that. It gives you energy, but it doesn't give you energy, false energy, and tearing the body like these other fast drinks do. This is totally different, separate from all that, but it does boost the immune system and it does give you energy. But at the same time, it helps you with anti-inflammatory. It's anti-inflammatory because it actually works in reducing pain wherever. And it's also good for anyone that has arthritis. And also the whole thing with this program is that we want to be able to detoxify greater using products that are going to help the immune system to charge it to a greater, higher number, so that our bodies start to work more efficiently. That is the noni. Noni is it's been known for ever that it's a good antioxidant product, and it is organic. It comes in a fruit roll-up kind of leather. They call it noni leather. For anyone that's drinking noni now, they can actually try this, and you're going to see that it's more concentrated. It's like 10 times the concentration of any sugar, because the idea is that the minute you put sugar into a drink, it ferments it, and your body has to sort of bypass that. And so this actually gives you all the benefits without the sugar to that causes other things. You know, there's a lot of people that have been coming in, and for whatever reason, they usually say, you know what, I can't go to the bathroom, and I just feel like I'm you know, toxic. And the first thing is prune juice or prunes. And if you're battling cancer, if you're battling a condition, if you're battling kidney failure, if you're battling heart, you know, all these things, you can introduce sugar to the body, and prune juice, even though it's good and it does all that, the whole idea is that the sugar in prune is so high that even on a natural state, it actually ups your numbers. And so the idea is there are other ways that you can do and get the same benefits without the heavy sugar that's so damaging. So prune juice and prunes aren't all the answer. There's other things that you can do, and noni, fruit leather, is one of them. Now, the other thing that that I've been asked about a lot is people talk about fungal nail, and they've often said, you know, I've been working, I've been soaking, and I've been doing all these different things, and even though it looks better, it's really not completely gone. It's like my nail is still, there's still fungus on the nail, and I just, you know, it's almost summer, and I just want to wear sandals, and I just want to have my toenails clean. And so noni has a bio bandage that when you put it on, it creates a coating on the nail. And we have two different things for fungal nail, but this one is with the noni. It's the same thing, the same fruit, but this one you apply it on the skin where the fungal is on the fungal nail. You do it on the bed, on the nail bed, and you also do it on the nail itself. The nail bed, it's on the finger, and then you put it on the nail bed. And what you do is you just put it on there and put it somewhat thick so it covers the nail, and then you sort of put it on underneath the nail so that it remains there. And the noni is thick enough where it will stay there, and you just put it on there and let the, you know, it completely eat away on the fungus. And once you do that, you can put a sock on, or just to keep it in place, or you can put a Band-Aid on it extra once you put the cream. And that will assure it'll start to eat away on the very fungus. It also can be done on your fingernails if you're, you know, if you've done the artificial nails and you took them off, and now your nails are just deformed. You can actually work it with this. This is noni. Or if you have a cut, or if you have rashes, that is more of a coating that when you put it on, it really kind of surfaces nice, and it smooths it, and it takes care of any damage that's been done on the skin. And it's called the noni bio bandage. Also, I wanted to go back to the mustard seed, and I wanted to say that there are essential oils on the mustard seed, and you know, that goes back to biblical. The mustard seed has been talked about in the Bible. It's a good detoxifier, but they have actually included rosemary. And rosemary, I just want to talk a little bit as to the oils that are in there. And rosemary actually is it's an oil that's it helps with it's good for dementia. It's a liver protecting. It's an anti-tumoral, antifungal, antibacterial, anti-parasitic, and it enhances mental and clarity. So that when you are soaking in that mixture, and rosemary's in there, it actually, you're taking it in the body. So the reaction is, not only are you taking it through the skin, but you're also breathing it. So it's affecting your breathing. So it's good for infections, and it it also it's good for anxiety and mental ability. Okay, now the thyme oil, it's very hot, and the reason they've actually used the oils, some are hot and some are cooling. So the idea is that when you get in the tub, it's like you feel this cooling and warm effect, but then it's like the combination of all of them, they make your skin just as smooth as could be. It's like your skin is like soft, soft. The thyme is, once you use it, when it penetrates, it actually works in inflammation. It rids of pain. It actually, once you use it, it's like it continues to work because the water drives the oils further. So you get more benefits as, but the thyme is, let's see, it's good for infectious disease, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, and hepatitis. That is another. Shingles. For anyone that has shingles, for anyone that has herpes, this product, this detoxification program is like the best. I did get somebody that called on the subject of herpes, and this program really works really great. And also shingles. For anybody in whatever state, in whatever place they are with the shingles, this product combination, Detox, is perfect for that. And the reason why I brought this to this program to do this is because of all the different folks that have come in with all these different conditions, in realizing that we needed to step it up, because clearly the process that we had, the conditions are too great. They've had it for too long, and this program is, you know, everyone kind of comes in at a different time, at a different duration of their, you know, illness, and this kind of helps you in starting, because we always start people at different levels. So when you come in and you tell us what you have, we end up giving you the very things that you need to do and continue to do. But once you do them, there's always levels that you have to go up. So you start at a certain level. When you come back and purchase something that you ran out of, then we ask you how you're doing, and by what you say, we will tell you, okay, this is the other thing that you need. And by doing that, you end up always, you're continuing to get better and better. The results will be that you get better results as you go in achieving. I have had so many folks come in, and they're doing so well, and I'm so proud because everyone that has started with this program, they are doing so awesome. I am so happy. I have people ongoing that come in and they say they have watched this program, they have learned so much, they take notes, they rewatch it, and they continue to learn. So I thank everyone for the continue of patronizing us and for viewing this program, and we here at Greer's are so happy that everyone is doing so good. Eucalyptus, I was going to say, the eucalyptus is very, it kills bacteria, germs. It's actually good for many things. It's good for respiratory, sinus infections, viral infections. It fights herpes simplex when it's combined with bergamot, and it's also an antibacterial, antiviral, expectorant, and anti-inflammatory. There are a lot of different eucalyptus, But the eucalyptus that they put on this here is the globius, and that's the one that is universal, which means that kills everything. And then, of course, wintergreen is very cooling. It's very anti-inflammatory. It can be it's very cooling, but it's also it rids of pain, and it's good for circulation. All these oils do that, and peppermint is also in there. So that combination of mustard seed with all those oils and with the Epsom salt makes it like a perfect detoxification. You can't assimilate. It's like you can assimilate, and and it's like you can't. You have to eliminate before you can assimilate. So the fact is that in helping you to detoxify, your body's going to be better at assimilating the very things that you're consuming. So the idea is that these products ongoing, the algae are very important. The blue-green algae, we do have them present. I didn't talk a lot about that because I wanted people to come in and ask me about it, because that is one subject that we have to know what we're buying, from where it's coming from, because there are many things now that are coming from an area in Japan where all that spillage happened, that if you buy things from there, or it's coming through this area. So we want to make sure that we're getting the right one, and one that it's not going to hinder, or it's going to be bad for our health. So I want to talk to you about that when you come in, so that I can explain to you further on what the blue algae and phytonutrients, blue and green and brown algae, are all about, further to better assist in helping your immune system to get a kickstart in healing. So for anybody that would like more information, you can call us at the 651-486-0525, and please go to our website, like us on Facebook, and go to our website and get familiar with it, and read all the different information that Brian has posted, and send him emails, because Brian does answer. He's an herbalist. He'll answer any of your questions as well as I. And also view our program. If you've missed this program at any time, subscribe to YouTube. And if you go onto the YouTube icon, the YouTube, then yeah, you can watch any of the programs that you've missed. Thank you.